Hello, everyone. First of all, I wanted to thank you for joining us today. Today, on the call, we also have our dear partners from Pinnacle. So we organized this webinar together with Pinnacle, one of our distributors in South Africa, so we can actually share what HYCU is to try to explain to you what HYCU does actually for on-prem, especially for Nutanix and VMware environment, and see how you can actually leverage some of our technicalities and features that we have to actually ease your job and life and actually use your time in a better way rather than just complicating things and dealing with backup all the time. Also on the call is our SC Vladimir, who will also show you a bit of a demo. So it will be shorter version, but if anyone is interested in seeing a full demo or even start a free trial, you can always contact us so we can actually present this to you one-on-one. But this will be just a brief overview of what HYCU is and what we can actually do. So not sure if everyone agrees to start. Leon, would you like to introduce yourself maybe? Okay, I think we might have some microphone issues. Not sure, because I see he's been unmuting himself. Okay, so this was actually organized with Leon Katze from Pinnacle, so this is why I wanted him to maybe tell you something also about the Pinnacle, and so we can start with this.
Apologies, Tamara. We just had some issues in terms of the different links that people were connecting to. So we've got Gerard on the call. He's actually going to do the intro from a Pinnacle perspective. I see that he's also unmuted now.
Okay,
Gerard, perhaps you want to say a couple of words.
Yes, thank you. I just want to welcome HYCU as part of our solution portfolio. We've signed up with HYCU specifically for the specialization in the hyperconverged and space, and the special focus that they've got in those areas. Our specialization in Pinnacle Enterprise Solutions is around disruptive type technologies that will form a massive part of the future. And we believe HYCU is one of those disruptive focused technologies that will take us a step further. I want to welcome Tamara and Vladimir and the team to this session. It's always difficult to do things in a virtual type of manner, but we've got to bear with it and carry on with our business until we can actually have normalized sessions together face to face again. But we have trained specialists to assist any of you with any of your requirements. We've got duplication of these specialists in Cape Town as well, so we cover from Cape Town as well as Johannesburg area, and we service the rest of the nation from those points. Leon was a key driver from Cape Town point of view to onboard HYCU, and I thank him for that. And I'm not going to take too much time. Tamara, I'm going to give over to you guys to excite us with your offering.
Thank you so much, Gerhard, for this kind introduction. So, as he already pointed out, we are disruptive in the market because we're the first and only actually purposely built backup and recovery solution for on-prem, and we also are offering multi-cloud piece as well. So we know what's going on the market and how companies are trying to progress and modernize their environment. So this is what we're trying to to do and help you actually go down that road without any hassles, right? This is what we are trying to do. So simplicity is actually the key with HYCU. Like we said, so HYCU is one of Pinnacle's vendors offering this purposely built solutions. We have separate solutions for Nutanix, VMware, but also some of the public clouds as well, which are offered through our Protege licenses. I also want to tell you a bit more about myself. So my name is Tamara. I actually live in Serbia, so I'm also hoping that all this COVID situation will come to an end soon, so we can travel a little bit and actually visit you guys and do this in person and one-on-one if it's needed. But definitely during this time, we're here to offer any help. So if anyone wants to reach us, you can do that, whether it's LinkedIn or email or phone call, whatever, just feel free to reach out to us. So I, as an account executive, I actually work in sales, and I'm working together with my colleague Vladimir, who is our dedicated system engineer. He's actually quite technical, so if you need any help with that, have any questions during the demo or after that, feel free to shoot your questions. Don't hesitate, we'll leave some time in the end for Q&A, right? So like I said, HYCU can offer different use cases. We have data protection, migration, and also disaster recovery, and we do support diverse platforms. This is something that I wanted to share with you briefly. So this will be our today's agenda. First of all, I would like to briefly introduce you to HYCU itself. I know that not many people actually know about HYCU, because we actually started on a totally different continent and we developed our business there first. But this is something that we are actually working on, and Pinnacle is helping us to actually reach that level, so everyone knows about HYCU and how actually great that is, especially if you have this type of platforms. So we'll also talk about some of the key differentiators, what makes HYCU so different from all of the other vendors. I know that probably every company has some sort of backup solution in place, so you might be thinking, okay, why do I need HYCU? First of all, well, we'll show you why is this purposely built solution perfect, and how can actually make things easy and simple for you. Also, we'll cover some of the licenses and show you where you can find resources on our website, especially when it comes to free trial if you want. Of course, we're here to help with that. And also after that, we'll skip to demo part. I think that will be much more interesting. And after that, you will see HYCU actually in action and be able to ask any questions. So I know that in our invite, we said we're gonna cover how easy HYCU is to deploy, to manage, to actually maintain things, and how we use automatization to ease up all this process, how efficient we are. So let's start with actually now introducing HYCU to you. So as in who we are as a company, as you can see, we have our headquarters in Boston, Massachusetts, but most importantly, we have 13 offices that are operating globally. And right now we have over 350 employees. Most of them are engineers. So they're helping us from day one actually develop these purposely built solutions. How we got here. Basically, we've been doing this for over 25 years now. And I know this might come as a shock to you, because if you haven't heard of HYCU till last year or maybe a couple of years now, this is because we are doing business as under the brand HYCU for the past 4 years. Before that, we've been building data protection for other major companies. And since then, we realized that what we can actually do to make things easier, simpler, and how we can help people across the world. So then we decided to develop our own brand and go with that. but basically all of our employees have over 20 or even 25 experience in the business, and we've used that, all their knowledge and experience, and we put that into our product, which is something that makes it that much better actually. So something that I wanted to mention here, besides the fact that we're sold in over 77 countries, that's all good, but we're actually strategic partners with Nutanix, VMware, but also most recently with Google Cloud and Microsoft Azure. On top of that, something that we're really proud of, and something that I wanted you to know, is that we have Net Promoter Score of 91, which means that we have the highest score in the industry of backup products, meaning that people actually love our product, not only how easy it is to use, but also how quickly they get response from our support team. So this is something really important. If you're actually investing your money into something, you want to know that there will be a team of people who will be dedicated to you and your company and actually help you overcome any issue that you might have. Also, I wanted to emphasize here that all of our products are sold exclusively through channel. So if you have any questions regarding that, whether you're a customer or maybe a reseller, then you can definitely reach out to Pinnacle and see how we can actually develop an offer for you. So what is it that we do as HYCU? Like I said, we have several products. All of them are purposely built, which is something that's really important to realize, because it's not something that we just made something and it's not working. It is working, and it's working perfectly. So all of HYCU products are built for each platform we support. That includes Nutanix, VMware, and also we have this Protege licenses that cover that multi-cloud piece if you are actually looking to have both on-prem and public cloud as well. That's also a possibility. If not, then let's focus on on-prem right now. All of our products are also simple to use. They're all agentless, so there is no hassle with maintenance, and you don't have to buy additional licenses. So we're actually trying to keep things as simple as possible. And also it's really cost efficient, because this is a software that's running as a VM on top of Nutanix or VMware, and it's only solution that can actually reuse existing hardware. So if you have some space on your targets, you can reuse that. If not, you can choose whatever you like. We're actually pretty agnostic with that. So as you can see here, we can cover data protection, data migration, and also disaster recovery in case you need that. Let's see what makes it so different. So like I said, simplicity is the key. This is something that we try to strive for from day one. And this is what we had in mind and what our product management had in mind while developing HYCU, how to make things easy for people to actually use this. It's easy to adopt and to use it, to get it up and running, because like I said, there are no agents, no additional configurations. We have the best TCO specifically, because I will come to that in a minute, but basically you can reuse what you already have when it comes to backup targets. We don't require you to buy additional software licenses and stuff like that, so you can forget about all of that and actually save some money. Also, we are native to Nutanix, so because we do have really good relationship with Nutanix product management and their engineering team, every time they come up with something new, we are always the first one that can support that. So if you're a Nutanix user or looking into that, just think about that, how easier it would be to have a product that's actually so tightly integrated. Also, just to mention, even Nutanix is using HYCU, so makes sense, right? Also, now we're supporting GCP and Azure. So like I said, if anyone is looking for that multi-cloud piece enabled, that's also a possibility. And let's see what makes it so simple. So whether you're using VMware vSphere or some physical Windows servers, so if you have on-prem, we tell customers HYCU is easy. 1, 2, 3. That's it. So it really takes a couple of minutes to actually learn how to use HYCU, especially because we are using the same terminology, and also deployment takes only a couple of minutes. So let me rephrase it, minutes, not hours, something that I know other vendors cannot offer. And this is really important. And on top of that, our engineers are always there to help you, to kind of handhold you and guide you through the whole process, and actually be there for you and help you do this deployment. Vladimir will later show you how easy it is to deploy. It's just an image. Also, if you want to recover your data, that can be done with just single click and takes as much as 2 minutes, of course, depending on the size of files. But yes, we've done that in just 2 minutes. And like I said, backup is just 1 click away. That's it. On top of that, we are really focused on applications. So we have application awareness and application consistency, meaning that once you deploy HYCU, we actually have this patented technology that can scan everything that you have, all of those VMs, and find the applications instantly. You don't have to do that manually. So this actually is why it's so easy, one of the reasons why it's so easy to use and to maintain. So here you have also one of those testimonies from our users. I guess you already read this. I will not do that, but let's continue, not to waste your time. I know you're eager to see a demo. So like I said, we have the best TCO, and this is why. First of all, there are no hidden hardware or software costs. On top of that, I know that some vendors actually are charging for any additional features, such as reporting system and stuff like that. We actually offer everything to you. We have that reporting system built in. It does not come at additional cost, so everything is included. And like I said, HYCU is actually running as a VM on top of your on-prem, and it's easy to actually maintain, to use it. It's CentOS based, so actually you don't need any antivirus as well. You don't need additional Microsoft's licenses, stuff like that, that there is no need to think about that, no proxies, no anything. And also it's just if we for example, let's say recently we released our latest version. So once we release that version, we notify you, and the upgrade is always just 1 click away. That's it. It's so easy. And also you don't have to plan downtime. You don't have to spend your weekends and your nights actually doing those upgrades and everything. You can just let us do the work in the background, and you can continue with your job. So we are actually not only saving money, but also time. And I know some people actually say money is time, so we're doing both. Also, when it comes to Nutanix users, we also have this Prism-like user interface, which I think that will make it so much easier for you to actually pick it up and start using it. I also mentioned Nutanix. This is what I wanted to show you, basically how future-proof the coverage is. So all of these products are actually covered by HYCU. We're the only ones who can support Nutanix Robo, also files, both on HV or ESX. There are no those dreadful VM stun freezes or something like that. I know that people who are using ESX on Nutanix actually have those bad experiences. Actually, you don't get that with HYCU. So every time they come up with something, we are the first ones that can support that, right? Also, because we have such a tight integration and really good connection to the guys from engineering team, anytime you or experience any issue, if it comes to that, we can actually leverage that and call them basically and see what we can do to make things faster and easier. So we are really client oriented. So let's see this, why you actually need HYCU and why this is so good. First of all, like I said, it's really super fast. Deployment takes only a couple of minutes. It's single user interface, so everything can be done from just one dashboard. There you can see your targets, your jobs, your backup status, your everything, and actually do everything with just one click. Also, like I said, we do support some special features from Nutanix, such as robofiles, etc. All of our products, so no matter if it's VMware, Nutanix, our products is actually agentless. And also we do have that patented automatical discovery of VMs, which makes it so much easier. And also low TCO, which I already covered. So no additional licenses for Windows, no proxies and anything. And I briefly mentioned Protege. I will not focus on that now, just wanted you to know that there is that option if you are looking to actually use multi-cloud environment. There is also that option for you to actually have a DR in the cloud and kind of connect the dots, right? Between the on-prem and public cloud as well. Okay, let's skip to the next one. So this is basically Protege, but it also covers what we do for on-prem. As you can see here, Nutanix environment, so on HV or ESX, HYCU is running, like I said, as a VM on top of that. For VMware, also as a VM on top of that. And I also mentioned that we are backup target agnostic. So whether you want to use NFS, SMB, iSCSI, Nutanix Mine, S3 compatible storage, we really don't have any preferences when it comes to that. We can always discuss that, of course. You can discuss that even with your reseller or anyone who is your trusted advisor. But let's say that we as HYCU actually do not mind whatever you choose, whether it's something that's cheaper or something that's really good and has great features. It comes down to your needs and your budget, right? So HYCU can work with all of these. And something that's really important to mention is this, that doesn't matter which product of HYCU you use. So is it for Nutanix? Is it for VMware? Is it this Protege piece? Basically, all of our products are completely agentless. You get that application awareness with automatical discovery as well. And everything is simple. Everything is actually enterprise ready. No matter how big or small your company is, you can always use HYCU. So it really doesn't matter if you want to protect just one VM or you have thousands of VMs that you would like to protect. You can do that, definitely. Okay, so this is not moving. Okay, so these are some of our customers. Like I said, we basically cover it all. So is it a small company? Is it a startup? Is it a huge enterprise company? Doesn't matter, HYCU can actually help you with anything that you have. These are some of our customers that we're working with globally. So here you can see also some of these are actually, this lower part of the slide is actually focused on basically the US, but we have also in the UK, in Mauritius, so in South Africa as well. Nutanix is also using HYCU, like I said. So let's see how we actually license this and what the resources are. When it comes to resources, like I said, we have this free trial. It's 45 days of free trial for on-prem, and you can request your evaluation on our website, Try HYCU. We will of course, reach out to you after you apply and set up some dedicated time to do this one-on-one to see what your needs are and how we can actually help. And then we can set up some time to start the POC with Vladimir, who is on the call today and who will show you a demo. Also for our partners, we have a dedicated portal. So if you want to become partners with us, that's always a possibility. Just reach out to us or Pinnacle, let us know. But of course, there's some perks. Like I said, we have this partner portal, HYCU certifications, stuff like that. Also, HYCU certifications is available also for our clients as well as our partners. And for now, it's actually free of charge. So you can use that, and why not add it to your CV, post it on LinkedIn, say how you actually nailed that exam, and we can also help you actually pass that test. Also on our website, you can find some case studies. We have blog that's always updated. So anything that's going on, something that's new with HYCU, we always post that. We also share some of those videos on YouTube. We also have lots of these webinars also on Bright Talk. So if you want to see something more, you can, like I said, reach out to us. Let's have a one-on-one chat. Or if you want to explore what we already have, of course, feel free to do so. What I said regarding licenses. So basically we have subscription terms between 1 and 3 years. And also it's either per VM or per socket. So let's see if you have just 10 VMs or you have 10 sockets, but 1,000 VMs, what's actually most cost effective for you and your company. We usually do the math and see what will be the best solution for you and your current needs. If you plan to grow your business, how much, and how will that affect everything. So then we can decide together what's actually the best solution for you as well. So this is actually our sales team that I wanted you to, of course, virtually meet. So like I said, I'm the account executive here. I usually take care of the SMB and also the channel. And we have Stephen Cooper, who is the territory sales director, and he's also taking care of the channel, but mostly he's taking care of enterprise clients. We have our new addition to the team. This is Stefan, our business development. So if he reaches out to you via LinkedIn, don't be afraid, he'll not bite. But we also have Vladimir, who is our system engineer. And like I said, he's the most technical guy out of us four. So if you have any questions and on a technical perspective, not commercial, that you want to get answered, to just feel free to reach out. Okay, so this will be just a brief overview of what HYCU is, what we can do, but I would actually like you to participate in this. Just use this Q&A option and ask us anything that you would like. If you do not feel comfortable actually doing that here with everyone, you can always reach out to us. Here you have these numbers, so let us know. And now I will actually let Vladimir do the talking with the demo and actually show you how it's done.
Hi everyone. So I'm going to share my screen just to show you a brief overview of HYCU's demo. Give me a second for it. Tell me when you can see my screen. Hope it's visible.
I think it is now.
Yeah.
At least I can see it, yeah.
Okay. So, as Tamara said, HYCU is just a virtual appliance, a piece of software, actually a virtual machine that you get as an image and deploy on top of your environment. Is it an HV environment with Nutanix? Is it an ESXi environment with Nutanix in the background, or classical vSphere environment? You just get the image deployed on create a new virtual machine out of it. And what we actually need is just a couple of network informations to type in, and HYCU is running within 5 minutes, right? So HYCU user interface that you will get is this. And actually, this is fully deployed HYCU with backups and everything else. But deployment and configuration of the HYCU is very, very easy. So done within a couple of minutes. And as we start with the configuration, actually, we will see that HYCU will support an A3 on top of Nutanix, E6i on top of Nutanix, and a classical E6i clusters as hypervisors, right? So for each of those hypervisors, we start backups with their snapshots, native snapshots, as on each Nutanix source, that native snapshot is a storage layer snapshot per VM. On classical vCenter, we use VIDP snapshots, vSphere snapshots. And when we do a snapshot, we utilize change block tracking, actually backing up only change blocks. With Nutanix files, we use Nutanix files actually as a smart file share, not as any other backup vendors using it as a dump file share, backing up them with the classical NDMP functionality. No, for us, we also start with a snapshot. We utilize change file tracking API, getting new and changed files within a second, and backup only those change files, right? And this gives us also file level consistency. All the files are backed up in the same time. So if any application is running on those files, you will get actually all those files with the same time, and application will, when you do restore, continue to work normally. Also, there is a physical source as a source, so we can back up Windows physical servers from Windows Server 2012 and newer. And with the latest version, we can start backing up Linux physical servers as well. All those sources, as Tamara said, we back them up without agents, without proxies. So nothing for you to deploy additionally, to maintain additionally, to work on it, to upgrade, right? You just deploy HYCU, put your sources in, we discover everything that we need to discover and work with it automatically, right? When it comes to targets, as Tamara said, we are not holding up with you to use any particular target. You get a big number of targets that you can add, like any local NFS, SMB, iSCSI target, right? So any vendor having these kind of protocols. Then a Nutanix, a special target with Nutanix Mine. If you're using Nutanix, you're probably aware of it, right? Also, there are cloud targets, AWS, Azure, and GCP, right? Those targets can be used and utilized directly from HYCU. No additional proxies that needs to be deployed. And we support S3 local compatible targets, meaning Nutanix objects, can be used, meaning Cloudian, Zept, Minio, whatever you have locally as a local target, a local S3 compatible target can be used. What is interesting with these S3 compatible targets is that most of them have object lock functionality, giving you practically warm targets for your backups and archives. So anything reading to it during the object lock functionality will not be changed, right? Then additionally, we support tape offloading for the archives, for the QStar. Any tape can be used with the QStar media server, right? When we added our targets, when we added our sources, we'll see all the virtual machines, or all the shares within Nutanix, and all the physicals as well within the virtuals. And what is needed to start the backup is actually to apply a policy to it. So what is a policy? We try to transfer your business and service level objectives within a policy that can be applied to one or multiple virtual machines. So As you see, there's a bunch of policies here. You can define your own. You get a couple of them by default. And when you define your policy, you transfer your RPO, recovery point objective, that you want to have. Even you transfer your recovery time objective, put it here, right? So let's say you want to recover within a couple of hours, right? And you specify your retention. With this recovery time objective assurance, RTO assurance that we have, we actually measure the speed of your target and the network to the target. And we know the size of your source. So for each restore point that we create, we can tell you, is this VM or share recoverable within a specified RTO? If yes, we will mark it as a compliant. If no, if something changes in the environment and your target becomes slower, we will notify you as an uncompliant and send you an emails for that, right? And the beauty with the HYCU, there is a lot of automation there. So you can configure HYCU, how do you want to create your backup chains, right? So we start with a full backup, then we do incremental backups, but you can, let's say, specify a percentage after which change rate HYCU will trigger a new full backup. So it will naturally spread all over the week because all of your virtual machines changes differently, right? Or you can combine it or even just specify how much you want to have backups within your backup chain, right? And with the target, there's also automation. If you want recovery within specified time, if you leave it to automatically select, we'll actually select the target out of multiple targets that you have that can give you this recovery time objective. Or you can definitely select it manually. Classical options there, right? A copy where you can copy to a different target, right? With a longer retention, for instance. Then a backup window. You define backup window separately in a separate pane and specify when you want HYCU to do the backup. For instance, off production hours, right? And you define an archiving if you want to have these VMs on your archiving target for longer term intentions. So those backup windows are specified here, giving you full control when we do a full and incremental backups or incremental only, right? You save it, you apply it to any backup policy that you want. And the archiving, actually, we give you a proper grandfather, father-son relationship. You can specify your weekly, monthly, yearly backups. Maybe for legislating purposes, weekly is too much. What we see mainly on the field is monthly and yearly. And you can specify your retention for those months, years, and definitely use, if you want cloud storage, if you want local storage, no issues with that. And for cloud storage, for GCP and Azure, we fully support automatic tiering. So you can specify your tiering policy within those clouds, and you don't have to do anything to move it to move your data from the archiving to a higher tier. Actually, HYCU will find it in the archiving and give you ability to restore. Right. Additional things within the policies are Nutanix only and specific to Nutanix. So those 4 things you can use on any source that you want. But these are Nutanix only, fast restore and backup from replica. So as we start with the snapshot, all of those snapshots can be retained on the source. For instance, if you're doing daily backups and you want to retain those snapshots on the source for a week, sorry, this will give you the most efficient way to restore your virtual machine. No matter if it's a 100 gig or 1 terabyte, those VMs will be restored under 1 minute. You can also restore files and restore applications from those fast restore snapshots, which is not that easy actually on Nutanix, but from us, it's very easy. And those fast restore snapshots, one more thing, as you have that S3 compatibility warm object as one of the ransomware protection things that we support. The second is fast restore. Actually, that second one will give you will give you the option to restore your virtual machines even if they are fully encrypted, because those fast restore snapshots are not discoverable, and even if your backup target is fully encrypted. So use it. This requires no additional license. Use it whenever you can, right? And the backup from replica, if you have multiple locations, right? And having Nutanix protection domain between those locations, so you can just specify a receiving end of those protection domain snapshot application, and we will definitely back up remote virtual machines from those snapshots already on the central site. Is it a matter of production in a DR site, or is it a matter of multiple remote offices replicating to central office? We can work with backup from replica in both cases. And the beauty of it, there is no additional agents on the remote sites. There is no proxies on the remote sites. And if you want to restore, you can restore either on the central site, or you can restore directly on a remote site. This option is used by Nutanix itself, right? And it deployed, created for Nutanix, later given up to the world, right? And auto assignment, if you add Nutanix, add categories within Nutanix or VMware tags, and you type it here, add it to a policy, this policy will automatically apply itself to the virtual machines. So you practically don't have to go to the HYCU to back up your VMs. So this is the simplicity. You create a VM, you add it tag or category, and this actual VM is automatically backed up with HYCU without you going to any configuration. If there are VMs without any tags or categories, you can set any of the policies as a global default, and that policy will back up all those VMs without tags. So we have a question: will the demo cover the new O365 product? No, actually, this is for the on-prem. We can reach to you, Ryan, to talk about Office 365 product that we are releasing, right?
Just to add here, so the plan is to actually have a separate webinar for that coming up soon, but definitely let's have one-on-one chat regarding this. Thank you.
So as Tamara said, so we work with the applications, not only with the VMs, and we can give you an application consistent, as you see, this is application consistent backup, without any agents. We discover your applications. So if you have a credential, and you should have a credential added here, and you sign it to a virtual machine, we start a discovery job, which discovers, in this case, an Oracle, and give us a possibility to place this Oracle into the application pane. And when we apply a policy on top of it, we start automatically an application consistent backups, right? So the idea of backups is to restore, right? So we can restore either files from any restore point, because we catalog all those files. So you can restore those files within a virtual machine. You can restore it to a file share, or restore it by downloading it to your workstation that you are using to manage HYCU. This is us loading the catalog, so it's a bit slower because all of us are working on the same demo environment. Our catalogs are created each time we create a restore point each time, and per VM, not per bunch of VMs as other backups vendors are doing it. And actually, that's why our file restoration for the files is much faster for it than other backup vendors. So you want to restore something. Let's say we want to restore temp folder. You can restore it within a virtual machine in any location by overwriting, restoring it with the ACLs, renaming, whatever you want. You can restore and add to any SMB or NFS file share, or you can download to your computer. But when it comes to full VM restoration, you can restore the full VM within a place to any location to change the network adapter, whatever. You can clone a VM for, let's say, testing purposes to any cluster, not only to the current cluster that you are working. So meaning you want to clone to from ESXi to HV, from physical to virtual, it's possible. It can be done. Migration, P2V migration can be done as that. You can test restoration or do something on a clone of a production VM which you want to test. You can restore simply a disk that you want, that's something that has something problematic with it, or you can clone that disk and add it to any virtual machine in your environment, actually. And to do this in Nutanix itself, it's a lot of hassle, a lot of command line options, but with HYCU, just a couple of clicks. And export the data as well, reuse it to with any other virtualization solution. When it comes to applications, we fully support an application granular restoration, and for instance, for the SQL servers, if you want to restore, you can restore the whole server. You can restore just the granularly the database, let's say the whole instance on that target instance, only one database on that or any other SQL target instance, and do even point in time restoration, right? Because we back up in target log. Same thing with an Oracle, SAP HANA, and Exchange, AD. Those are applications that we automatically support. For those that are not there, 5 most common applications, we give you the option to configure pre and post scripts. So practically with the use of your own or our scripts, we give you the option to do a backup of all possible applications with application with application consistency and with granular restoration, right? So all of the jobs that are done within HYCU creates those jobs automatically. You will see all the stuff that we do within the backups. You can even see detailed reports. All the events, everything else done within HYCU will be present here, and you can configure your email notifications, right? So for instance, we had this HYCU error, but let's say if you're doing app consistent backups or let's say copies, if there is a warning of fail, just type your email, type your subject, and we will send you the email for that. And you can have multiple email notifications here in this list to a different users that needs to get that email. Tamara talked about reporting. We give you a full reporting possibility. So as you see, there are a couple of pre-built reports, but others are just created by ourselves, right? And you can create it as well. So this is our report builder. You just drag and drop your things that you want to see within your reports. You can create different report types, not only tables, but the charts as well, time ranges. Save it, name it. When you save it and name it, you have the ability to schedule it to run daily, weekly, or monthly, and send to you as some of the predefined formats to your email address, right? So with this reporting, with automation, with automatic discovery of virtual machines, applications, when HYCU is configured, this is set and forget, right? And the only thing when you have to actually log into HYCU is when there is something within events that gives you warning or error, or within reports, right? If you are a big company and you want to have multiple user groups managing their own virtual machines, you can actually create different groups, add those users to the groups with different privileges, right? Add them as locally authenticated or AD authenticated users. Give them, as I said, different privileges for any of your users, as to manage fully, or just to view, or just to do the backup, just to do to restore. And when you actually assign those ownership and the virtual machines to those VMs, those, let's say, DevOps will see their own virtual machines, their own shares, their own dashboard, actually, fully isolated solution, either for MSPs or big companies where you have multiple departments managing their own virtual machines, right? So to get back to HYCU, couple of more things. We are agentless, so no agents that you need to manually deploy, upgrade, and everything else. No proxies that you need to upgrade. No things that you need to plan before you do an upgrade of the HYCU. So what is the upgrade of the HYCU? You get a new image, and because our virtual machine has two drives, first one with the OS, second one with our PostgreSQL database within it. And as I said, Tamara said, this is a CentOS based solution with all that you have, that you need is within it. So we get the image of the OS drive. You choose that new image when you upload it to Nutanix or to the vSphere. Click software upgrade. What happens in the background is that we deploy a new OS drive, clone the secondary drive with database and metadata, attach it to new OS image, boot up the new OS image, and shut down the previous HYCU. Upgrade is done within 3 to 5 minutes. No VM needs to be restarted. Nothing on your production VM needs to be done to make it happen. You can do it within your morning coffee or tea, whatever. You will finish HYCU upgrade before you finish your coffee. One more thing regarding it, we expose everything over APIs. So whatever you need to do what is not in the GUI, you have it here, right? Either integrate in a full overall management solution for the whole data center, or do something that is not present in the GUI. Yes, you can. For instance, you want to export your events to a management solution for your full data center. Here is how you can do it. This is what is needed from information to do the query, and this is our output. Okay, so I will stop here. This is very, very brief. We have multiple options that we can show you one-on-one. I will stop here, mute myself for a second, and shoot the questions, right?
Thank you, Vladimir, for this lovely demo. So, like you said, this demo can really go on for like an hour, but I think there is no need to do that right now. This is just a brief overview of the product, what it can do, and Vladimir did a great job there. But if you guys need one-on-one, sure, let's schedule that call. If you have any questions regarding this, which you already seen, just ask us, use this Q&A tab. Like I said, those questions will be seen only by the panelists. So
yeah, absolutely. And just adding to that as well, from a Pinnacle perspective, your account manager should be able to point you in our direction as the enterprise solutions team. If you have any questions or queries about the product, even just wanting some additional collateral or anything like that, please feel free to reach out to us. We've also got a team email address, which is HYCU, just HYCU, @pinnacle.co.za. And you can send any and all queries to there. We can set up some demo sessions, whatever you need. Please feel free to reach out to us.
Thank you, Leon. I think we have really quiet audience today. Not sure if it's too early for everyone or what is going on, or everything is so clear, but I hope it is, really. I do, but I know once everything settles down, I know we'll start thinking about this and probably have more questions. So like Leon said, just feel free to reach out to them and use that HYCU email address they have dedicated. So let's start its conversations. And also someone mentioned Office 365 support. Yes, we do have that. This is quite new product, but also if you need additional information regarding that, Pinnacle can provide it, of course, and some additional info will be coming up really soon. So I think if you follow the HYCU blog and everything, maybe a LinkedIn page, I think that all those informations will be shared also there. But this is, like I said, quite new, so all fresh. I think that we'll start releasing those blogs and posts probably in a week from now. But if you would be, if you'd like to be one of the first ones to try that, just reach out to Pinnacle and we'll sort things out. Okay, when it comes to Nutanix and VMware data protection, do you have any questions, any concerns how this actually works? I know people are usually quite surprised by the fact that we have that RPO and RTO already built in. Reporting system like Vladimir showed you is quite comprehensive and covers basically everything that you might need. So all of that comes together with HYCU license. You don't have additional cost, like I said. So don't hesitate. If you have just one VM, thousands VMs, we really don't mind. Just make sure you get your environment protected. This is what is most important, especially these days. I know the ransomware and loads of those malwares are actually lurking around the corner always. So let's try to set up a chat and see what your pain points are and how we can actually help you with that. So if you have any questions, please feel free to shoot. If not, then we'll try not to prolong this anymore. We can close this, and I would like to thank you for attending this webinar. Okay, we have a Q&A. Okay, so Vladimir, can you?
Yes, definitely. SAP HANA is included without any agents. We discover this, and we can back up and restore it without any issues, right? So that's something that application backup is covered with. And if there are no other questions, I would like to ask participants here, right? What is this spin up VM to the cloud and VM from the cloud? Reach to us to find out.
Yeah, so thank you for this question. So the question was regarding SAP HANA, will that be supported? All good.
See, there's another question in the chat there, just regarding the CentOS support. Vlad?
Oh, sorry, I was muted. I was talking muted. Okay, yeah. We fully support any Linux flavor as the virtual machines, right? So no matter which Linux you have, no matter which VM you have, we can back it up as we start with the snapshot. No worries about that. Even for the physical source, we support CentOS as a physical server without any agents, without any proxies. So backup of physical CentOS and Red Hat with 4.2 as a version is fully supported. And my previous question, I was not aware that I was not showing. So guys, reach to us, spin up VM to the cloud and spin up VM from the cloud. Think about it. This is a part of our protege. We would love to show you how it works. And yes, we support LTO8 and LTO9. This is a new question. Look at this target that you can create, which is QNAP, QStar, NFS, or SMB. This is done over the media server, which is connected to your physical tape, right? And on the media server, we deploy an application that presents these tapes to us as NFS or SMB, right? And we write on it. And full automation with your tape libraries is supported. So reach out to see how it's done.
Thank you for all your questions. If anyone else wants to ask a question,
one more question.
5 minutes, yeah.
CentOS is discontinued. Well, really, it's not discontinued not yet, but we are aware of it. Yes, we are built on CentOS, and we will continue to be built on Linux, secure Linux. Just first of all, no additional license that you need to obtain, like Windows or antivirus or SQL licenses. It will be continued as a Linux, but we will see which flavor of Linux will it be for new versions.
I hope this answered the questions. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Now the perfect question: why should I choose HYCU over Veeam? So I think we covered a bit of that. I know that I mentioned that dreadful VM stand freeze, etc. We also mentioned what it's actually included in the licenses. I know that I also mentioned that we can license as little as just one VM. So these are some of the differences when it comes to technical stuff. I know that Vladimir is the answer to that, so I'll let him.
Yes, so a bunch of technical differences, right? Starting from what we support and how we support those sources, how we start with a backup and what we give for the restoration from files to an application, and definitely much other things like reporting, automation, then upgrades, which are seamless and very easy. A lot of other things which you will actually discover when you try to work with HYCU. So try us and HYCU and Veeam together, and you will see what is a better solution for you.
Okay. Thank you, Ran. He has to jump off. So I hope this answers the question regarding HYCU and Veeam. Of course, if anyone wants to actually try HYCU in their own environment, of course you can. Like we said, we have this free trial option, and Vladimir will be on the call there with you to guide you to the whole solution in your own environment, and so you can see how easy it is. And I think that's probably the best option for you to be able to compare both products, especially if you are already using something. And yes, that's option. So thank you, Leon, for this. So Leon actually shared in chat a link for this demo for free trials. So if you go to HYCU website, www.hycu.com, try HYCU, and then you can actually do this. Do I need to go through the certification to install HYCU? No, you don't have to. Actually, we can help you with that. There's no need to go to get a certificate first. But we would say basically that it's the best that you install HYCU, you play with it a little bit, even start using HYCU, and then after that you will actually be able to grasp the whole solution and be able to pass the test. So I think that would be the best approach. But to answer your question, no, you don't have to do certification to be able to install HYCU, because it's really easy to do that. And also, like I said, Vladimir will be there to help you with that if needed. So no worries about it.
We'll guide you through the whole process, and you will see how easy it is.
Yes. So basically, it's deploying the image and up the policies and everything. So you can do that on your own. But for the first time, I always recommend people to have someone who is really knowledgeable about HYCU, and that can be someone from your trusted advisor, or that can be done by Vladimir himself. So. Yes, so Leon also shared again this email he already mentioned, so you can reach out to them via HYCU@pinnacle.co.uk. So let's do this, and if you have any last questions, feel free to ask them. If not, then let's wrap this up, and I'll hope to see you all soon and some other webinar that we're planning probably in the next month. So any last questions?
Thank you very much for your time, Tamara, as well, and Vladimir. We really appreciate you guys doing this demo with us. We will send out some more communication, as Tamara alluded to, the additional webinar upcoming on the Portage stack, and we'll assess the contents of that and just make sure to communicate that through to all the attendees of today as well. So look out for that. We'll be in touch.
Definitely. Thank you, Leon.
And thank you, Tamara and Vlad, for your time. This is a very exciting new venture for us, and I look forward to building a very nice partnership, our team with your team. And yes, let's take it from here, and let's get the customers acquainted with the technologies of the future.
Of course, that's what we're all here for. So everyone here, thank you all for coming today and for participating, for asking the questions and anything. So stay tuned for more webinars, more knowledge to be shared. And that's all from us today. Thanks so much again. Thank you all. Bye-bye.